Aloha, this is Asia Iyer, and welcome. It's the week of June 26th, and I'm here on behalf of Maui Pono Network giving you a weekly update on the county and the decisions that have been made in the county, the discussions and the things that are happening on your behalf in the council and in the administration and out there in the community. So one of the things I want to talk about, we talked a lot about it last week, was the Water Authority. So this is the East Maui Water Authority discussion on creating the board. So this board was given the green light, and it's taken a while to get that board, get chair people on that board, but it's finally happened, and we're really excited about that. And so that's a good thing. We talked a lot about who was kind of up for places on the board and maybe some issues with not very many women on the board, but we did get a really great person on there who's representing the women, and she's going to be fantastic. And we're just really excited about a lot of the people on there. There's a lot of farmers that have been put on that board, and it seems like it's a lot of people who've spent a lot of their life concerned about the water, with the water, and just understanding it. So there's going to be a lot of knowledge, and it looks like there's a good wide range of viewpoints on that. But there's still, we still see these division lines in the council. So when this came up for vote, you saw those 5 new and maybe kind of old boys network members of the council. I'm saying new because some of them are new elected for this term, but voting for Mayor Arakawa, who is still dealing with corruption issues from his administration from many years ago. So they voted for him over Lucienne Dene, who we talked about last week, who is a known water warrior, who is one of the most knowledgeable people about water in East Maui. She's always out there serving the community, working tirelessly to protect the water rights of those of us who depend on it. And, they're going with that old boys, let's choose this mayor that doesn't have a great track record right now. So, just watch those division lines. They just keep coming up, and 5, the majority 5 council members who seem to make decisions that don't seem to be in the community's best interests. I'd love to talk to them sometime and see where they feel like those votes are coming from. But we're glad that that board was finally created, and we're excited to see what happens when the community has much more say in water. The other thing that happened last week is they did have the meeting about the conservation land and sending that list of conservation lands to the conservation committee, which is a committee of experts on conservation. So what happened is the council and the council's committee. So there's also a group that will look at it after the council makes a recommendation. The council's committee came up with 91 properties that they sent on to the conservation group, and 77 of those are wetlands, which is awesome. We talked again about that last week, how important wetlands are, and we were so excited to see that happen. So they're going to go back and deliberate about those 91 properties that have been recommended on July 6th. The public will not be able to make any sort of oral testimony, but you can still send written testimony. So if you've looked at that list and you see some, you're like, yes, totally, we need to conserve that, which is all of them. But if there's one that you or a group that you represent or your family or whatever feel like are especially important, make sure you write in and talk about those. There has been some talk that it'd be good for them to just send all 91 of those properties to the conservation experts before it's sent to the mayor's office. So, maybe they won't take any of those properties off. Maybe they will. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But kudos to the council for getting through a large part of that decision-making process. And again, it's just a list that they send on, then it gets vetted, and then it gets sent to the mayor's office. All right, and then other things that have happened or that are happening this week is Bill 49, which I'm sure you've seen news articles about this. It's been plastered everywhere. It's looking for a raise in the GET tax. So this is the general excise tax. It's a tax that's 4%. It's a little like 4.1 something added on to services, goods, everything in Maui. And the county can add to that and then get that money for the county. So the excise tax right now is the bare minimum, and that's what the state charges, and the county's looking to add on to that, and then it would come into the county general fund. So I'm not a pro tax person. I really don't want to see the cost of living in Maui go up, and this would raise the cost of living by 0.5% for everyone. It would especially affect lower and middle income families, according to some of the studies that have been done. It really affects small business owners. The accounting is challenging on GET. But on the other hand, it is money that would come direct to the county. So it's money that we would raise locally that would stay local, so we can get more money out of, luxury hotel rooms and service for the tourism industries. And then that could come back to the county, and the county could spend that on infrastructure. So, there's just a lot of questions here. Where's that money going to go if the GET tax this increase is passed? Why is there a need for the increase? Keep in mind, our budget we have a pretty sizable, healthy budget. And if you look at municipalities and counties across the United States, we're actually right in the middle. We have a lot of money per capita in our budget. Where does that money go? That's a question for another day. Why do they need this tax increase? So is a good question for now. There is a meeting tonight. You probably may not see this video in time to get on that meeting. It's a community outreach meeting, and then it'll go to first reading of the council. So there's gonna be lots of opportunities for people to testify about this, but it's good to get informed. Read what you can. You can check our links that we'll provide for that. And finally, the last thing that's really exciting too is the Maui Tenants Association is holding a Renters Talk Story Night, and that's gonna be Tuesday. So that's tomorrow, the 27th of June. You can check out the Maui Tenants Association on Facebook or on the web and get the information about it. Food and childcare is going to be provided. They're just trying to get people who have struggled with being a tenant, have concerns about tenancy law and tenancy rights here on Maui, or even just want to talk with other people about their stories and their shared concerns about being a tenant on Maui. So again, that's tomorrow. I believe it's at 5 p.m. and you can check out more information about that on the Maui Tenants Association. So that's our update for the week. We appreciate you tuning in. Again, please comment or like our Facebook pages and Instagram pages. That helps other people find us who are looking for more information about Maui and about the issues that concern them and their day-to-day lives. Again, thanks for staying informed, and we'll see you next week.